Hey, hi there. I have been telling that books are very important if you want to be a better communicator. But understand important thing. How you read a book is very important. But why you read a book is more important than that. Understand how you read a book is important, but why you read a book is more important. Why is 90%? How is 10%? What is the purpose behind reading the book? Wait. I'll tell you what I want to say. See, understand, to develop your communication, to develop your fluency, your confidence, your vocabulary, you just can't develop all these things in a vacuum. Means what? Means you can't say that, well, my main purpose is to just develop my fluency and my communication and my confidence. I'm reading because I want to develop my communication, my fluency. If this is the purpose, now let me give you bad news then. Your English and communication is never going to develop, never going to improve. Now why this is because, understand, communication development, fluency development, confidence, vocabulary is connected with your changes in your brain. There are new neural connections that form in your brain. When you're developing a language, all of you just imagine, I made one video also, the link is given here, about how a language develops in your brain. When you develop a new language, there are physical changes in your brain. Physical changes are there. But when you're learning a subject, you just learn to understand the subject, study the subject, and after the exam is over, you're finished. You forget everything. Am I right? No, the same thing has happened with you when you have faced any exam. You studied that subject, and when the exam is over, even if you come out of the exam hall, all the things are blank and you have forgotten everything. Try and understand. Communication is not this. Today I'm a better communicator. I'm not putting myself into best, no, because I'm work in progress. I believe that the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. So to be a better communicator, I'm reading because I want to develop my English communication is not going to help you, because this process of developing communication is very slow it is. You will never realize, even after 6 months also, you will never feel like your communication has improved. Even after 2 years also, you will never feel like my communication is okay. That's the reason why even I also feel today that my communication hasn't improved much. But actually it is improving and it's growing, but the rate is very slow. I always compare communication improvement, fluency improvement with takeoff. How a plane takes off. The plane takes off. First of all, it has to just run on the runway. Just run on the runway for 3-4 kilometers. And that is the struggle period. And then slowly the plane takes off. Have you seen that? And then it will go up in the sky, 32,000 feet, and then it starts gliding in the sky. Same thing with communication also. Try and understand what I'm trying to tell you. Then I will tell you about this book. But before that, you have to understand why this book is important or why to read a book. So your plane, that is your English plane, will take off, but it will take some time. Meanwhile, if your purpose is my English, you are thinking only about your English, you are going to give up, you are going to leave it. Because your main purpose is communication, you're focusing on the result, and results will take a lot of time. Instead of that, if you read a book, and the purpose of reading a book is not improving your communication, but the purpose is to be more mature, to gain knowledge, to learn. That is going to make a difference. And that is what I'm going to tell you today in this book, a very tiny, small book. One of my students told me about this book, and it is a really fascinating book. Links I have given in the description. This book is written by David Wiscott. He was a psychiatrist. Amazing book it is. It's a small, tiny book. You can keep it in pocket. But the wisdom which is shared in this book is amazing. So when you're reading a book, first and most important thing is the language used is very simple. I will read one chapter for you. The language used is very simple. Second thing is the content is amazing. See, understand, when you're reading a book, you should enjoy the content. And not only enjoy does not mean that go and read a crap. No, because what you read has a huge impact on your thought process. So if you're reading a crap, that is going to go in your mind. But here, he has told about you. He has told about how to handle the difficult times. How to handle the difficult times. It's very simple. Handle yourself. Handle about your thought process. Handle about your beliefs. If you can handle your thoughts, your beliefs, you can handle your emotions, and you can handle yourself, ultimately. So when you're reading a book, you will feel like, wow, it's so simple, it is so interesting, I love it. Now, when that feeling is there, you will see that you're enjoying the book. And when you're enjoying the book, slowly your communication is improving. That's the magic of this book. So I will read this book for you, and then you will realize that what kind of content is there. One small chapter is there. And understand, the chapter here, they are just one-page chapter. One small page chapter. It will take you hardly 1 minute, not even 1 minute, 30 seconds to finish one small chapter. I will not even call it as a chapter also. It is just like a one point. Sub point. So when you're reading such a simple book, first, second, it's a small book. Third, it is interesting. Simple and lucid language is used here. And last point is, it is helpful. Reading becomes fun. Your English is getting better. You are getting more matured, more knowledgeable. Results will be better. You will be a better communicator. So let me read this book for you. Let me read this one page for you loudly. See here, the title of this small chapter is Do What You Want. Now see, the only explanation you ever need for doing what you want is I want to. I want to. The only explanation you ever need for not doing what you don't want to do is I don't want to. I don't want to. The people who love you will understand. The people who do not will not. You do not need to convince anyone of anything. Actually, you can't convince people who want to control you of anything. See, amazing line this is. Okay. State your preferences directly and openly. State your preferences directly and openly. Think of this for a moment. The people who oppose your decision are only stating their opinion, their preferences. Why their opinion about your life more important than your opinion about your own? You wouldn't object if others did what they wanted to do. You might not like it or agree, but you recognize other people are free to live their lives any way they like. Just like you, it's only fair. Memorize these two explanations. I want to and I don't want to. You don't need excuses to yourself. I make myself happy by doing what I please. So friends, this is a small chapter and it is all about you don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to persuade anyone. You don't need to justify to anyone. Because at the end of the day, what matters is you matter, nobody else. So this was about a small chapter. How was this? Nice? So just see that how simple it is, how nice it is, and how touching it is. I mean, you will realize that this is about our thought process. We always screw up while thinking. We are fallible. But if you can read such a book and then you realize, oh my God, I also think in the same way. I mean, I also do the same mistakes. And then you try and change your thought process. That's it, I mean, friends. So go grab this book and I will keep on telling about such more better books as I move forward. So understand the purpose of reading is not communication, English improvement. The purpose is to be more matured. My best wishes. Keep on improving, keep on getting better. Don't look for any shortcuts. Bye-bye.